working, but what if that weren't the case? What if there was a major storm outside? Or maybe there was a rolling blackout and everything was out? And I'd say, wait a minute, I'm sitting in the dark. I wouldn't have to, as long as I had my EcoFlow. And that's what we're gonna start and talk about today in this hour. So I'm glad you're joining us, because usually around this time of year, we do start to think about, okay, season's about to change. What about those weather issues that come about? Maybe you're gonna be going camping soon, and you wanna make sure that you're as comfortable as possible with all the comforts of home. Have your own power with you. The EcoFlow Tech Delta 1300 is a mobile power station. So this is where you power your life even when the power is not on. What you're gonna have a chance to do at the lowest price we've ever offered, I might add, is have your own personal mobile power station with you. So you can just get the power station, as you see right here, or you can get it with the solar panels and the extra light and power bank that goes right along with. So let me just break this down just for a bit, okay? Because lots of you understand, we all understand the need to kind of have a backup plan, and that's what your EcoFlow Tech Delta is. It's your backup plan when you don't have power. But what about when you need a longer backup plan? Let's say your power goes out and you don't know when it's gonna come back. It could be a few hours, it could be a couple days. Wouldn't it be great if you could recharge your power station with just the power of the sun? And that's why far and away most people will choose the option with the solar panel, because when you have the solar panel, when all of the power, it's gonna take a while, but when all of the power from your power station goes out, you're gonna need to recharge it. And the solar panel is the best way to do it. Usually, and in the past, we've offered the solar panels separately, and we still offer them separately, but they cost more when you buy them separately. When you're getting them together, when you're getting them today, they are still the lowest price we've ever offered. So just for the power station is $549.99 when our regular price is almost $900, okay? So you've already saved $350 just by getting this today. For only $100 more than the price of this, you also get the solar panel and the light that's also a power bank. This right here would cost an extra about $70 on its own. The solar panels on their own are about, let's say, about $200 to $250 on their own. You're getting it included for only $100 more than the price of just the power station. You get all of the extras. Full disclosure, I have an EcoFlow at home, which I love. I have also the solar panel that we've used, and we love it as well. And I encourage you to watch the presentation, give us a few moments, and I know you're gonna wanna go ahead and have your backup plan. 009498 is the item number on this. Let me tell you a couple of other things real quick. The shipping is free, which is great, because this is your power station. Yeah, power sometimes a little bit heavy, so it's great that this is a free shipping option today. And if you have any major credit card, you can spread the payment out and get it home on FlexPay. But if you have an HSN card, get it, because you can have our 18-month VIP financing, and it's like having an 18-month FlexPay. You do not pay more just because you use our VIP financing. And for you, if you were getting this one with the power station, you could get that one for $36 and change on your HSN card. So if you're saying, well, that sounds like a good deal, but I don't have an HSN card, how do I get one? It's really easy. Go to hsn.com/HSN card, and when you're approved, we give you $50 and put it in your account, and you can use it towards any purchase that you would make at HSN, which would make your EcoFlow not only the lowest price we've ever offered, it would be the lowest price that you could get it, which is fantastic. Now, Justin Hyatt is joining us in this hour, and Justin, look, you're bringing the power with you.
Light man. The light is one of the coolest things I love about this offer. You know, when we just talk about this and we talk about EcoFlow, you know, when we first launched EcoFlow, the Delta line never even existed.
Oh, wow.
We launched the Delta line here on HSN. So that was about 5 years ago almost.
Oh, wow.
You know what? 5 years later,
yes,
we're the #1 brand in the whole entire world when it comes to mobile power stations. And who's the go-to brand here at HSN? Of course, it's EcoFlow. When you start to break it down and you start to think about the possibilities of what could happen, of course, it seems endless. And we see what happens in California right now, 190-mile-per-hour winds, I was just reading this morning, 10 feet of snow.
Yes.
How do you get prepared for stuff like that?
I don't,
right? Well, you think 10 feet of snow, oh my God, 190-mile-per-hour winds. What do? of course, we think food, we think water. Power is essential, just as essential as food and water. But when we think about solar generators, it's always, it's commercial, it's for a business. But what about for us? What about for the people who live in apartments, that live in condos? Well, what about us? Because we can't own a gas generator. We can't own a propane generator, but you can own an EcoFlow. That's one of the most exciting opportunities about being able to get your hands on something like this type of technology that'll allow you to have true independence, true peace of mind. It's not break glass in case of an emergency. You're not sitting there waiting for what feels like this winter blizzard that's happening in California. No, you're going to be using this year round. This isn't a seasonal purchase or investment. This is something that you're going to be able to enjoy for all the good times, and know that when those bad times happen, which inevitably they will, you're going to have a power station that's going to be able to power 90% of your home appliances. And let's think about what that might be. We're showing you one of the #1 electric vehicles out there in the market right now. Yes, it's been tested. You can do that as well. But what about your microwaves? What about your full-size refrigerators? What about having hot food and cold food? What about being able to know that in that emergency, it's not just me that I'm having to think about, it's maybe my whole entire family. Having hot food, yeah, maybe it's hot milk. Maybe it's being able to heat up the milk for the baby. You know, we think about those different things because we're all different. We all have different needs. The exciting part about this is you don't need to learn much. In fact, when I say about needing to learn much, there's no learning curve. It's one touch of a button to turn this power station on, and that's it. And then you start plugging things in. And we'll kind of walk you through in a little bit on all the whole kind of, up and down on it. But the reason why we love being able to offer the bundle is, of course, one, we have an unbelievable relationship with EcoFlow, which is why we get to do these types of values. The solar panel alone, typically before, we never even used to offer it with the power station.
I know, I had to buy it separately.
You'd always have to buy it separately. And sometimes they'd sell out so quickly. When you have the solar panel connected to your power station, there's two huge things to consider. One, now you know that even when you're continuously out of power, not just for a day, but for a week, I have the ability to recharge my power station. But here's the other key element, is that when you have a solar panel, now when it's connected to your power station, you've got a solar generator. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I've got a light plugged in, an LED light that pulls basically nothing, or maybe it's my refrigerator that runs at about maybe 110 watts when I've got it plugged in. When I've got my solar panel out during the day, connected to my power station, and anything plugged into my power station, guess what? If this is at 100%, the sun is now the solar panel is going to convert the sun's energy into power, electricity, pass it through my power station whenever I got plugged in. So now I've got infinite power during the day for everything I've got plugged in.
That's fantastic. So I'm not even running down the power during the day.
No.
I'm soaking up the power throughout the day, and then I can use it at night for, a variety of things that we're going to have to use for. So that's why I love that we have it. That's why we have it. And I will tell you, I've said this in the past, it was my husband who wanted it. He was watching the presentation one day, and because I'm the person who says, oh, everything's gonna be fine. Oh, we'll not run into that situation. Yet, no. That's not the way to plan, because things do happen. And we had locally, and it was several years ago now, it was about almost 7 years ago, there was a big storm, and the power went out. And the power went out in the entire city. Now, the power in my neighborhood was only out for 10 hours, but this is the thing. When the power goes out, you don't know how long it's gonna be out. Thankfully for us, it was only 10 hours, but for some people it was a week. For some people it was actually 2 weeks. So when it happens, you wanna be ready, and you don't wanna have to count down and think, gosh, how long am I gonna be in the dark? How long is my refrigerator gonna be out so my food spoils? How long am I not gonna be able to be connected because my router doesn't work without power? There's so many things to think about. Or you're ready. You've got your backup plan with your EcoFlow. So while you watch the presentation, just remember, either with the solar panel or without, and we all suggest getting it with the solar panel. Justin, we're coming to you.
Yeah, well, I think it's like 97%. And we make that choice pretty simple and easy, because when you look at the value, obviously I know Tamara was just talking about, if you were to buy the solar panel by itself, right? I know we have a 2-pack for, I think, what was it? What would we say, $3.99 just for the 2-pack of the solar panels. You can have multiple solar panels. Let's talk about the details on this. We talked about learning curve. There isn't one. It's really just one button, like I said, to turn the unit on, and that's it. You know what that means? When you live in that home, whether it's an apartment, a condo, a conventional home, there's no maintenance. And look at the size of this. Something that's going to power 90% of your home appliances that can fit in your closet, that doesn't have gas, that doesn't have oil, that doesn't put off toxic fumes. It has to be 20 feet away from your home, meaning I have to have an extension cord from outside now inside. If it's 10 feet of snow, that means it's going to be 10 feet of snow on top of my generator. If it's freezing, now I got to go outside and check the gas on that. Right. Think about all of those different elements that are involved. When you get to run something inside your home, it gives you more options. Options is the biggest thing with this. Alternatives is the biggest thing with this. And simplicity, of course. When you turn it on, which I just did it, I'll show you one more time, one touch of a button, and then you have this, your full display, and it gives you every bit of information that you could possibly need to know what's going on. And what's going on, it's going to tell you exactly the power and time. When I start to plug anything in, it's going to calculate it in real time. So whether it's a fan, whether it's a light, it'll tell me exactly how long I can run all of that for. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, and then I'll show you the outlets on the very back. I'm going to turn the AC on. We'll get the fan going. And I want you to see right there on that display, I would just turn the fan on. Now, if I thought, that's a half a tank of gas, how long can I run my fan? How long can I run my refrigerator? Talk about new technology. This is going to tell you everything you need to know, exactly how long it's going to run your light and your fan. So right now, what's it saying? I don't have my glasses. Can somebody tell me? 41, that's it. And by the way, that's not minutes. That's 41 hours.
Wow.
Okay? Every bit of information you need. I'm going to unplug it really quickly. Obviously, you see all the USB ports on the very front as well. What does that mean? Well, we've got our phones, we've got our tablets, we've got our USB-C ports, whatever it might be, all the small electronics that you can see right there. We need to have open communication. I always think about Sandy. One of the biggest things that everybody was trying to do was find a place where they could charge their phone so that they can see if somebody else needed help, to let everybody know that they were okay. Communication is huge. All right, let's go to the back right here. 6 AC outlets. Well, what does that mean? If you ever saw a gas generator, okay, or maybe just a regular, inverter, you get about 2 of them. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's my light, that's my fan, that's a microwave, that's a blender, that's a coffee machine, that's an induction burner, and I'm not having to unplug to plug stuff in. It gives you more options to have things plugged in. Now, they might not have to be running all simultaneously. Of course, if everything is running simultaneously, you'll run out of power quicker, but you don't need to do that, right? We start to prioritize what do I need as priority. Now, I'm going to plug the light in. Now, you do get a flashlight, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I want to talk about the big lights that we've got in our home. I'm just going to go ahead and do exactly what we were talking about. Just simply plug it in. Now, I'm going to pick this up. I want to carry it over here because can you imagine, and at any given moment in time, now this weighs about 30 pounds. Maybe not all of you can do what I'm doing. You come over here to your refrigerator. You feel like, okay, let's see what's inside here. No power. Thank you to everybody for leaving some food in here. Sometimes I open it up and it's like there's nothing inside here. You can see there's no power, right?
Right.
Lightning, thunder. It's a beautiful day. All of a sudden, things change. We weren't supposed to be on at noon today.
Yes.
Guess what? We got dropped in last minute because things change all the time. Well, we've got a light right here. The refrigerator's out of power. That's okay. I'm going to carry my light. I'm going to carry my power station right back over here. And then in just 2 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and grab that plug. And what I did, Tamara, is at my house, I just keep an extension cord plugged into the refrigerator. That way I don't have to always move the refrigerator and then plug it in.
Look at
just
that.
Like that. Now, our OJ, our milk, our water, our cauliflower, what else is in here? We got some roasted, is this a tomato? We got tomatoes in here, all the essential things that we need, food, and also think about medicine. You know, my sister's type 1 diabetic. It's not something that we just think, oh, well, we'll be willy-nilly about. No, she needs to make sure that that medicine stays cool. Now, come back over here to the display, because I want you to see this. Now, with our light and our fan, or I at least have the light plugged in the refrigerator, now you can see exactly how long it's going to run that for. You can see exactly the wattage. Thank you. Okay, we're a little bit closer now. We can see the wattage as well. With these newer refrigerators, unless the compressor is running, it's not going to pull much power. So it's saying roughly about 49 hours.
Wow.
You'll probably get close to a day right there with your full-size refrigerator. It's not just cold things. It's also going to be all of the hot elements as well. I'm going to go ahead over here to my microwave. I've got everything plugged in all over the place with cords and stuff like that. I'm going to plug this in in really quickly, and I want to come over here because we talk about, of course, keeping things cool. Eventually, at some point in time, whether it's some of those pre-made meals, if you've already had stuff that you just want to throw in the microwave for you, for the kids, well, now think about the full-size microwave or your air fryer or your induction burner. Now we can cook our food, we can keep our food cool, we can keep ourselves cool with a portable AC unit, and we can keep ourselves warm with one of those heating blankets as well, Tamara.
For sure. And you know what I love that you were showing, and you saw as soon as Justin plugged in the refrigerator, the light went on. And you know what that means? Your food is not going to spoil. You're not going to have to throw all of that food, which also means money, away. And it's amazing how quickly it can happen when the power goes out, and the first thing you think about is, when are the lights going to come back on? But then you start to think about everything else. Wait a minute, I just went to the grocery store. I just have a refrigerator and freezer filled with food. Is the power going to come back on before that all thaws out and I have to throw it all away? That's money. And this is the deal. When you have your own mobile power station, those are the situations, the issues that you don't have to think about. This is called peace of mind, which is why I'm glad my husband said, we need one. And I said, everything will be okay, but all right, we'll get one. And now we don't worry if there's gonna be a power outage. When there's, and the power could go out because of a storm, it could go out just because there's rolling blackouts. It could just be faulty wiring where you live, and it's just always off and on, off and on. Maybe for you, when you are camping, you want the comforts of home. You've got it right here. The funny thing is, we all have a backup battery for our cell phone, but we don't have a backup battery for our life. This is the backup battery for your life, and I want you to get it. You can get it just by itself, and it's $549.99 just for the unit, or for $100 more, you're getting the unit and the solar panel and the light that's also a power bank. So all of this for just about $100 more. And again, you get free shipping, you get flex pay, use that HSN card, get your 18-month no interest financing. For 18 months, it's like having an 18-month flex pay, and you can get all of this for about $36 and 11 cents on that HSN card as a flex payment. Do it while we have them. And remember, you can order on hsn.com, you can use the HSN app, or you can use that QR code, which is going to be your fastest way to jump in front of the line, and then you just click what you want, and we'll send it right on out to you, and then you have it. So I want to go ahead and see more, but if you're saying, you know what, I've been on the fence, I've been watching it for a while, you've been watching the presentations at HSN, this is the lowest price we've ever offered. Even if we offered it at the regular price, which would still be good for peace of mind, this bundle would be over $1,100. Save over $520 and get it today. Justin, we're coming on back to you.
Well, I was just thinking, when we first launched the Delta, $1,300. It was about $1,300 for the unit by itself without the solar panel.
Wow.
I want to talk about some of the extra stuff. Before I do that, I want to talk about what it can power. I know we got a great graphic of some examples of what it can power in your life. And I want you, when you're looking at this list, to think about all those different things that you use every single day. You woke up this morning, you grabbed some coffee, you had your electric toothbrush, maybe you did your hair with a blow dryer, maybe you use a CPAP machine all night, maybe a washer machine, maybe you were getting some stuff done today on a Saturday. Think about all those different elements and things that are in your life, whether it's the microwave, whether it's the air fryer, of course your refrigerator that you're using every single day. We need to have power to use all those different things. As I'm walking through the studio and I'm seeing all the different Curtis Stone and all the other different products that we've got around, whatever it might be that needs to be plugged in, of course it needs electricity. And of course, if you work from home, you need electricity. But the nice part about this is it's also portable electricity. It's also portable solar generators. And as that goes, sometimes we can feel off the grid, or we go purposely off the grid, and we need to get work done. We were talking about work at home, but what about work off-site? And you don't have power there. Whether it's a saw, an electric saw, a grinder, a drill, you need to be able to power those things. I'll never forget the one time we were gonna do a TS here, and it had been a while. We were just getting back into the studio. Must have been, you know, I'm trying to think of maybe a few years ago, and all the trees had grown in. It was like, you know, nobody had been around, and we needed to cut all of these trees back, and everybody's like, well, we don't have an extension cord long enough to do this. It's like, we don't need an extension cord. Let's grab the EcoFlow, let's plug it in, and then that's how we had 10 guys around. You're like, that is the coolest thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Those moments in your life where you say, let's just grab the EcoFlow. And it doesn't have to be for the emergency, it can be for the fun stuff. Okay, let's talk about the extras. So the flashlight, I talked about it earlier. I love this thing. You know where mine lives? Right there on my refrigerator. And the reason why it lives on my refrigerator, because then I can never lose it. Because it's got magnets right there on the bottom. One touch of a button right here is also how I can see the fuel gauge on the bottom of, of the light as well. It lives right there with the magnets. So whether you need an emergency flashlight that can live and be plugged, you're connected right to a car, because of course, you know, when something happens with the car, it's always at night when nobody's around. So these right here are gonna be your 2 magnets. There's also the hooks right here. So if you've ever gone camping, you'll have those little hooks that will be able to hang wherever you want as well, whether it's in the underneath the car hood or in the tent, wherever you might wanna hang it. When I press the button right here again, you're gonna see that light turn on. Now this is that white light, but here's the cool thing you've probably never seen on little flashlights like this. When I hold it down, it's also going to dim the light. Now I've got multiple settings. Now I got white, now I got yellow. I can do a combo. I've got a spotlight right here. I'll show you right there in the camera. I've also got an SOS. Now if this was just a flashlight, that would be cool enough, but it's also weatherproof. So if you're looking for an emergency flashlight in the rain, if you're going camping, if you're thinking about somebody who goes hiking, this will be $70 any other day. But here's the other cool thing. This is also going to act like a power bank. It's a 7,200 milliamp power bank, so even when you don't have power and you don't have your EcoFlow and you want to throw this in a backpack, take this with you. You can plug your iPads in, your phones in, and recharge it that way. And let's come over here to the solar panels, because now not only do we got our flashlight, now we're also going to be able to have an alternative. What's the alternative? It's the alternative to gasoline. We don't need gas anymore. We're not saying we're anti-gas, we're anti-propane. We're pro-options. So whether you've got a gas generator already or you own a propane generator already, great. Use that to recharge your power station and then conserve your gasoline. The problem with gas is not all of us have the option to use this, because we can't all have a gas generator, propane generator, and physically, we don't all want a gas or propane generator.
Absolutely, and when there's an emergency, good luck finding gas. I mean, that's just the honest truth. So this just takes all of the guesswork out of it. It takes all of the what ifs and how do I do this and how do you make it work and where do I put it and where do I store it. It takes all of that away, because guess what? When it's time for you to use it, you turn on you press a button, and it's that universal power button, and then you plug in the kind of things we do every single day. You just plug in from your USBs to your AC outlets, all of that. And I'm so glad that so many of you are getting it today with the solar panel option. That's just this, it's just the best when you can get the bundle and you're not paying more. You're actually getting it for a better value. Lowest price we've ever offered and the best value that we've ever offered here. So you can go ahead and shop for yours on hsn.com, use the app, or use the HSN QR code that we've got for you there, and it's 009498. Now, we will have another full presentation in case you missed anything, but did you know that you can customize your shopping experience by signing up for when to watch emails? And you can be the first to know exactly when your favorite brands will be live on air. You simply go to your HSN account and update your communication preferences to select your favorite brands, and there's over 350 to choose from. So if you're saying, I love this certain brand or designer or product, but I always miss it, I never know when they're gonna come on, you'll never miss it with when to watch emails. We are gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna give you a chance to order, but if you just tuned in and you missed the presentation,